Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to beginner guitar video number 25. In this video, we're going to talk about a way of practicing a key versus just practicing a scale. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, we're going to take all those shapes of the different spots that you've learned with the major scale, the G major scale, and all of its different positions. And we're going to kind of practice through them as though it's one big, congruent thing, which is what a key signature actually is. So let's start with the F sharp Locrian shape, which starts from the second fret here. And you're going to ascend it and then descend a Dorian. So again, everything's in G major. We're just moving back and forth between two shapes by ascending one, descending another. And I missed it. Hear how I landed it? Flat. I landed there, I needed to land there. So that is one thing about practicing this way that's very helpful, is it gets you to land stuff in an odd way. It gets you practiced up on that, so then when there's a note you want to land, you get to it and you land it, which is what we want, right? You don't want to do what I just did and land flat, but no. So then, as you do this, you can then try to land farther out. So you could try to land, like, say, B Phrygian from that F sharp Locrian. And you see how there I slipped up. I was supposed to land there. I hit the wrong note. And that happens because I am not super duper practiced up on constantly switching gears from one shape to another. So I have to really think about it. So the more you practice this idea, the less you have to think about it. And then you get very comfortable at just flying through this thing as though it's one big key signature, as opposed to separate little chunks that are those shapes of each scale. Now, maybe you want to, this one's a little harder. And I descended in the wrong shape. My brain totally switched gears and I used the wrong shape. I did not use the Locrian, which is what I needed. So then you set these little sets up, and at first it's going to take a wee bit of memorizing as you do it. Then you memorize the feel of that chunk to this chunk to that chunk to this chunk, and then eventually it becomes very fluid to go from one chunk to the next. So then what you can do is take, say you got used to F sharp Locrian to C Lydian, which is where we were there. So then you could get rid of the F sharp Locrian, maybe move it to just regular G, and ascend regular G, and then descend the Lydian. And again, and you can see a lot of holes in my playing right there, is that I'm not super good at it. And so for me, it's like, okay, that's a downfall. I need to work on that, because once I play a shape, that shape gets stuck in my head, and then when I come up here, I want to play the shape I left off down there, but that's not the right shape. it's easy for me to ascend a Locrian shape and descend a Locrian shape, but then it wouldn't be useful. It's not in a key, so then I need to get better, you know, at going up this Locrian shape and coming down the Lydian shape, which is where I ended up there. So there you go, guys. There's just a real quick thing I wanted to throw out there for you to practice. This will help you immensely if you get really good at it, and you'll start to lose those holes in your playing like I just showed you that I have in my own playing. So have a wonderful day. You're going to do awesome.